Hey guys, so I've recently asked what videos you guys want to see, and a consistent thread that I get is ribbon. Ribbon can be so overwhelming and so intimidating, but it does not have to be. So I'd like to start talking about how I choose coordinating ribbons, how to pair them on your tree, and then how to work with them as well. I have a darling little 5-foot tree in my kitchen. And when I'm starting with ribbon, there's a couple things that I like to consider. First of all, is there a starting piece that I would like to work around? Okay. And for this particular tree, I do have a starting piece. I found these adorable little signs, and that was the beginning of my vision. So the ribbon that I chose is coordinating to the signs. In some cases, I like to choose the ribbon first and then design the rest of my decor around my ribbon selection. But since I was working with these, I knew, and it is a kitchen tree, so it does have a little bit of a theme to it. I thought about the colors that we were incorporating. And my first choice were these two ribbons. So I've got a darling repeating pattern. It has a polka dot on it, and it's kind of a linen-y, great for my kitchen. And then also this one that kind of has like a little bit of a nostalgic kitchen-y feel with the gingham. And so I'm gonna pair these together. And then I'm gonna choose an accent ribbon as well. Now I could have gone with something very expected, like a gingerbread man, but I wanted to go a little bit unexpected with my choice. So for my accent, I've chosen this beautiful jute ribbon. So it's got a great texture, but I also thought it complements the flocking of the tree and it complements the frame as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pair the other two, but I'm gonna use this just to accent those. And then I also brought in, I loved this pick, and I knew that I wanted to use this pick in the tree. And so I felt like that kind of coordinated and tied everything together. When you are layering ribbon in your tree, one thing that's important to consider is you do not want two patterns that are going to compete with each other. So for example, if I have a really bold print like a plaid, I'm going to want to pair it with something that is a little more subtle, maybe just something that adds texture, or a repeating print such as this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this is my main print. I'm going to put this on top. I'm going to let it fall to the floor. And then I'm going to put the repeating pattern on the bottom. So it's almost like you're just getting a little peek of it. But this is gonna be our showstopper. All right, so I'm gonna start at the top of this tree, and I'm gonna be cutting my ribbon. When you cut your ribbon, it gives you more control over what's happening. So I always choose to cut my ribbon. And if you're using a good quality wired ribbon, that's something at the end of the season, just roll it up together, and then you can pull it out and reuse it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the tail, and I'm gonna start kind of right here at the top of my tree, and I'm gonna create a simple 2-loop bow. Okay, so I've got my tail. I'm going to make a fold. So see, my loop is about 6 to 8 inches, probably closer to 8. I'm gonna pinch it with my finger, and then I'm gonna twist. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull my finger around to hold it in place. Okay, and the reason I twist is because I now want this pretty side to be forward. If I didn't twist, when I went to do my next loop, I would have the back side forward. Okay, and then I'm just gonna create another loop on the other side. And again, I'm gonna do a twist. Okay, so now I've got a darling little 2-loop bow. I'm gonna put this at the top of my tree. Use the branches to hold it in place. And then I'm just gonna kind of pull these out a little bit so you get a peek of both patterns. Okay, so this is all one continuous piece. I'm going to create another loop, wrap the greenery to hold it in place, okay? And then rather starting my next loop here, I'm gonna pull this to the side. So since I'm on this side, now I'm going on this side. All right, so all one continuous piece, my bow into 2 loops, and now I'm gonna make a cut, leaving a tail. So I'll leave about an 8-inch tail, And then I'm going to cut at a diagonal to create a fishtail detail. And then we can kind of open these up so you're seeing both of your prints. We want both to be visible in this tree. All right, so now that I'm here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll start with a fishtail, and I want to offset a little bit. So rather than starting, right here, I'm going to come to the side, and we're going to follow that process again. And actually, since this is a smaller tree and I don't have the space to continue a lot of larger runs, one thing that I might actually do is I've got a loop here, but I'm going to end with a smaller loop. Twist that forward. So it's almost like a little decorative loop. Okay, and then I'm going to leave a tail and cut. All right, and the trick here is we don't want it to look super uniform. So I'm gonna have some 2-loop runs. I might have some that's a larger loop followed by a smaller loop, but I'm gonna organically continue that process through the tree. And so if I'm right here in the middle, then my next one starts in the middle and goes this direction. Also, since I'm here, I now need to come to this side and continue that process. All right, so since I'm there, I'm gonna start in this area. So it's kind of midpoint between the 2 loops I've created. Go down and wrap, and come down with one more loop. I'm going to continue this process around the whole tree. All right, once my main layered ribbon is placed, I do have this accent ribbon. I am going to hang on to it because we still see some chunks. They're not big enough chunks to add in this ribbon or more runs of this, so that's where we'll use this as an accent. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and add all of my picks and the remaining ornaments. This is a fairly simplistic tree. I've just chosen 2 picks, and then of course the darling signs, which I have 6 of these kind of throughout the tree, and some really cute little whisks since this is incorporated into my kitchen. So for the picks, I've chosen this, which I absolutely adore, the darling cookies, and then I've chosen this larger, kind of a holly branch, one that's glittered as well. Just super unexpected and super cute for this kitchen tree. These picks have some natural breaks in them. So I'm gonna cut them at these natural breaks. So this particular pick, we can get 3 smaller pieces. All right, and these are what I'm gonna use throughout. So I always like to have some topper at the top to create that polish. I'm gonna utilize these at the top as well as throughout the tree. And I'm also gonna incorporate some of this holly branch in there as well. This is a great pick, it's huge. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smaller pieces out of one of them. Now, if I was doing this on a bigger tree, I might not choose to cut this up so much. This piece by itself would be great in the top of a tree if you had a bigger tree you were working with. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that greenery here to the top. Okay, and I'm gonna cut the remainder of my picks, and I'm gonna go ahead and place them throughout the tree now. And I'll also do some layering where I kind of add the picks together and then insert that, kind of as one piece. Okay, all of my picks are placed. I did use 9 of each and then cut those 9 into a lot of smaller sections. All right, so now I'm ready to accent this with our other ribbon. And there's 2 things that I could potentially do. And I'm gonna show you both of those right now. So the most simple, and if ribbon intimidates you, this is a great place to start with ribbon. I just call it a simple bow tie. And what it is, it's one length of ribbon with a fishtail where you fold it and cut on each side. And then you just pinch it in the middle And then that can just be wired into the tree with the branches. So you're just getting that little accent of ribbon. And since it is wired, you know, you can kind of fold it to give that cute little decorative detail. Okay, and the other way to supplement our tree with an accent ribbon is to create kind of a one loop detail. So what we do is we leave a tail, we pinch it, we create a loop, pinch it, and twist. Okay, so basically it's like one loop and two tails. All right, so these are fun too, especially if you have like a bigger space. This fills up a little more area. So I am gonna come up here and put one of these, maybe right here. And I'll just continue that process. All right, all my ribbons placed, and so I'm just gonna add in one more cute little decoration. I've got these darling whisks that pull in the red and white and are perfect for this kitchen tree. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place those as well. I just wrap it around the branch to kind of give me the control of where it lays. So since I'm there, I'll do another one on this side. All right, there you have it. We have a darling kitchen tree. I hope this helped answer any questions that you have about ribbon, how to coordinate them, and how to utilize them on your tree as well. Be sure to check us out at www.decoratorswarehouse.com and on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well. Merry Christmas!